any type of Windows device. They adapt to the different screen sizes and different input modes on each device. Our built-in universal styles come in two themes, light and dark. These styles use a Segoe-based font that looks crisp at all sizes, supports high contrast modes, and supports adapting your app to other languages. You can ship your app with these styles and it will look great. Or you can use these styles as a starting point and add your own personality to the look and feel. You might want to optimize the use of screen space, take advantage of specific sensors, or tailor the experience for a specific type of input. If this is the case, there are some techniques to help you design your app for a specific screen size. We call these techniques the 6 R's. Depending on whether a screen is portrait or landscape, you may want to reposition some content. It may be easier to scroll content vertically on one device and horizontally on another. If you have a larger screen, you may want to resize some elements and adjust margins and spacing. This may improve readability and comfort. There may also be times you want to reflow content by adding another column if the screen size allows it. Also dependent on the size of the screen is whether you reveal or hide some elements. In tighter spaces, you might want to hide controls until needed, whereas on a larger screen, they could always be visible. In some cases, you may want to replace or re-architect some UI. You may want to change how you dive deeper into data and take advantage of the layout of the screen. The Universal Windows Platform takes you a long way in creating apps that run great on all Windows-powered devices.
Hey, do you mind if I join you?
Hey, that dude is talking to you.
How to create your own website. It's easy and
Not
free.
you, it was me.
Go to
You can
Wix.com
repeat
to
it,
create your
distraction.
stunning website
Hey.
today. Choose from
What brings
hundreds
you
of
down here?
templates.
You on vacation here with your boyfriend?
Drag and drop
No, I'm just
anything
here
into
with
place. Change text
my
to make
mom.
it yours.
Why are
And
you dressed
show
like
who
powder?
you are
This song
by
is
adding
very
your own
dangerous.
images.
Mom, it feels like you're putting on a
No,
lot.
just here, when you
With
need
a
it
beautiful
here.
gallery, everyone can see your
Let's
best
go out
work
tonight.
and share it with the world.
boobs. We're going
You can
out.
easily
Emily, I am
play
not
and move
going
things
out
around
at
whenever
night.
you
Everything
want.
shouldn't be so scary.
Oh, we damn
Ready to
well
sell
should.
your products?
1 in 4
Add a
tourists
professional
are kidnapped.
online store.
Not true.
1, 2, 3.
Bring it all to
Somebody's
life
missing.
with a video background. You can feel confident your website will look stunning
drinking
on
with a man
every
in a-
device. With Wix, you can easily do it all yourself. Go to Wix.com to create your stunning website today.
Hey, Jeff from Codebox here, and back with another mini code adventure. It's been a little while, sorry about that, and let's get moving along. So, wanted to take a couple minutes to tell you quickly about UWP, and then we're going to quickly run through setting up a quick app using the new Windows Template Studio, which will hopefully get you a little glimpse of UDP and the new Windows Template Studio, and as always, we'll have the full source code available at the end of this video. So on with the show. A little bit about UWP first. You can read a little bit more below. We'll have a link because there's kind of a lot to it. But essentially, it's the premier way to write Windows applications that will run on Windows 10, Xbox, Windows Phone, HoloLens. It's basically the new way of doing things. Raspberry Pi, IoT, I don't know. But by using UWP, you get a bunch of niceties for free. Things like install, update, uninstall. You can sell via the Windows Store. You get some other cool stuff like being able to update the Windows tiles and push notifications, some background tasks, adaptive UI, so your application will be able to work on multiple devices really well, and the tooling is really great too. So why am I messing with UDBP now? It's been out for a little while now, since released in Windows 10, I guess, but just recently Microsoft has released the Windows Template Studio, which is a scaffolding tool kind of like Human that lets you quickly build a quality app, and then you can focus on your core application, which is something I'm a big fan of for my couch projects. So I can spend time actually building the application I want and not futzing around with things like getting the nav bar working or where I'm pulling my text from. So I get to kind of start off with the application that's already using best practices, and I get to learn a little bit from it and get something done quickly. So on to the setup. I'm going to create a new project. Choose the Windows Template Studio. I'm using a dev branch, so it might be a little funky, but hopefully it'll be all right. And what I was going to do is build a simple podcast app, so we could see the show, maybe play some audio files, maybe have a website, and we can sell this in the Windows Store. So I created new, and now you'll see I immediately get to pick from a few different options here, which is pretty cool. Much easier than starting with a blank and trying to Google for the most common types of things. And I think they're going to be adding more of these over time, and you can actually build your own too. Framework, you got a couple choices here. I'm just going to go with Code Behind because they recommend it for quick applications, which I'm all about. So now this is where things start getting really interesting. I can add pages, and I can add multiple pages. So I think I'm going to want master detail. That seems like a nice pattern for showing the episodes on the left, and then the main area where we could have like a media player. I don't really care about map. I'll call this episodes. Settings, yeah, sure. And you can't remove the main, so we'll have a blank page that we have to remove, but not such a big deal. And web view is kind of cool just because it's kind of need to have a browser. So we'll have like a website here where you can quickly get to the website. So now if we go down here, we'll see the settings storage has already been selected. That's because I chose the settings page. So we're going to have a nice, cool setup for actually saving data for the application, which is awesome. And if we wanted to suspend resume, I don't really care about that. Background task, if you wanted to like refresh the feed or something, I think that's probably the way to go. I'm not going to do it here because we're just going to keep it simple. But you can see how it's really cool. You can kind of plug and play the things that you want and care about, and just get it moving and done well. You get reference implementations. Same with Toast. It'd be nice to kind of pop up like, hey, there's a new episode, but realistically, we're not going to get to that today because I'm trying to keep these really quick. All right, so we are set up here. So let's go ahead and give this a run. You can see I'm running Visual Studio 2017. I've got the creators update. I'm not sure what the final requirements are going to be because I'm kind of messing around with the preview build. But hey, that's pretty snazzy. Got navigation already set up. Here's the rest of them. We can have the episodes on the left. Click to maybe get a description, put a little media player. Click on the website, to the website. Hopefully the website is not down. Of course it's hopefully not. Alright, so cool. That's a pretty good starting point. Also, we've got the settings page where you can kind of do a couple of things. You obviously can add more settings here. Got a link to privacy terms, which is something a lot of people forget about. So it's nice to kind of have this scaffold in there.
Why does the sword reveal
little
itself
stuff like
now?
having the little blocks here. Just everything looks nice and consistent for this. So that's great. So let's make some noise. Alright, website page. We're basically just got web view. I know basically nothing about Valver, so it's really cool just to see what's available.
I've never had any power or any desire to achieve it.
That's what all the fuss is about.
Don't worry, you'll soon understand what all the fuss is about.
Are you scared?
I think I can manage.
You should be scared.
whatever it takes to hunt him down.
So we can also see that because of those pages.
Try go down and follow him. If he goes down, you follow me.
You want him to think big? Give him something big to think about.
It's automatically going to web view.
You wanted the prophecy. This is your prophecy. The man who pulled sword from stone. Behold, you're born king.
But let's take a look at this main page now. And if you remember, the main page was just a blank page. We didn't actually care about that, so I'm going to delete that. And because it's UWP and I know nothing about it, yeah, I figured something was broken somewhere. So let's use that compiler to our advantage. And I'm thinking the episodes page is what I want to be the main. So we go back over here. There we go. No more main page. So let's hit this again, make sure our changes are good. Alright, cool. So episodes is first. We've got our web browser here, which should now load codingblocks.net. And it's up. Woohoo! Alright, cool. And we still got the settings. And now also one thing I didn't mention is because we've got that settings persistence set up, if I close this application and start it again, it should still have the dark theme. So cross your fingers. Alright. So now what we want to do is add a package that I am familiar with that I don't remember the name of. It's something like iPodcast.
Where the hell are we? I don't know. They're going a whole lot faster than we are. This is free.
I love
I wanted to do as much of my stunts as humanly possible. Tim Trella, who is head of the stunts, jumped in, started training me immediately. And his stunt team is top notch.
Would you please get me closer? I'm getting you closer. That's not smart.
Getting me strapped on and having the Indy cars fly past me and us going at high speeds, it was just exhilarating. And I'm grateful that Mick G and Trella worked together to allow me to be able to be on top of the vehicle and that we weren't doing it green screen, you know, on a sound stage. It adds quality to the product.
Watching this. So there's a couple things that have been set up for us that we haven't looked at. We've got resources, which has all the text. So if we wanted to get this localized, get it made in, I don't know, Polish or something, we could send that off and get that done. And then that would be really cool. Services, here's where the navigation is done. Sample model service is something we're going to be looking at here in a minute. And let me go ahead and start that application up. Should be dark. And so if we look back over here, we should see some lorem ipsum sit 1 and 2 over here. And yep, there we go. So this is what's actually shown. We've got a title and a description here. So what I want to do here is have like the episode title, maybe I don't know, something underneath. Subtitle. All right. So theme selector, don't care about that. Sample model service. So we've got a get data async method. So what we're going to do is basically replace all this stuff. I'm going to leave it here for a little bit just so I can see what's going on. Okay, and this is to be expected. And look at that, we got episodes, got the feed right and everything. Should be like 50 something. Cool. All right, description is not a great date. All right, simplest character, I guess it's taking the symbol, converting to some sort of code. And hey, look at the title, looks like it's working. So yeah, let's see what this looks like. All right, the dates are not great. But you can see, dang it, we've got some debugging tools here. but we can see the episodes are actually changing. Things are already sorted correctly, it looks like. Be nice to kind of do some stuff like this is actually coming across in the feed, but like stripping out the titles and stuff, or the episode numbers, just to make this more readable would be nice. Oh, yeah, that's pretty slick. So what could go wrong? There's all sorts of stuff I'm leaving out. If you were doing like a big enterprise application, something for production, and there's all sorts of things you're going to want to think about, like what if the internet's down? What about downloading too many files? What do I do to clean those files up so I don't download too many? I don't want to stress the server. I'm going to just ignore all that stuff, and we're just going to plow on through and think about the hard stuff later. It's agile. Alright, so that looks pretty good to me. Now we need to actually set the media file URL, because there's no setter for this, over in our service. Alright. Audio file URL, cool. Alright. Do you think this is going to work? We've got URL. It's even formed well, HTTP and everything. Alright. We've got a media source.
Here we go.
Oh man, you probably can't hear this, but it's working. We've got our summary here. Doesn't look fantastic, it's getting cut off. So we've got some stuff to clean up, but that's pretty cool. And this should work on phones. This should work on Xbox. I can deploy updates. I could theoretically take this and drop it in the Windows Store right now. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of cleanup first, but yeah, character ellipsis. Look at this. Please wrap. Text trimming, is there like a none? Look at it. Autocomplete. It's wonderful. Alright, one last look around. And you could use the settings to store things like last play position, what's been downloaded, what's been played, what's not been. We talked about the notifications for when there's a new episode. We talked about refreshing the feed. Right now it just kind of happens whenever. We could refresh the feed in the background. Could do a little bit of work here, figure out what's up with these dates. We could pop in some cool icons here, maybe add some social links, maybe bring in a Twitter feed, whatever. I don't know. We could drop in our privacy policy, add some about text. You know, the list goes on. But ultimately, like, you've got an app that's pretty close to being done. You know, you just got to put the polish on, and it's all thanks to UWP and the what's called the Windows Template Studio. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed, and go make some UWP apps.
Greetings, Internet! I am Ken from the Computer Clan, and today on Tidbytes, I want to show you what Microsoft is doing with the new Fluent Design System. So we're going to take a look at the new UI for the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update, and pick it apart. I'm actually here today with Computer Clan member Brent.
Hello.
And we have actually gone through this video that Microsoft posted, which we'll link up right here, and you could take a look at that for yourself, but instead of you having to pause all the time and scrub frame by frame through all of these different images they show, we decided to do the work for you.
And by we, of course, Ken means myself.
Shut your face. Anyway, we're going to pick this apart for you, so let's take a look. So let's start small and take a look at this one feature called Timeline. Now, the feature is kind of cool, but we're going to talk more about just the interface stuff right now. So if you look carefully, you'll notice there's these people circles in the taskbar, and there's a new arrangement for the icons in the system tray. And also, the taskbar is not only transparent or translucent, it actually has more of a frosted glass look, so anything beneath it gets blurred out.
Yeah, the whole frosted glass thing is a new thing that they're rolling out with the fluent design scheme, and as we get through more screenshots, you'll see more and more of that on things such as windows and panels that pop out.
It's kind of like the iOS interface and Aero and Material Design had a baby. That's kind of what Fluent is.
It's a mix of a lot of things, and it's really gorgeous. But we'll get into that.
Right. So let's take a look at the Context app, for example. You can see